Your mind can be trained to steer your thoughts instead of being steered by them. Mindfulness is simply noticing what's going on inside and choosing how you respond. In this video, we turn that idea into easy, real-life moves you can use at work, at home, and even in traffic. You'll get clear explanations and relatable examples. What a thought is, what attention means, and how a quick breath can break the loop of worry. Follow along with practical steps you can try tonight. Pause, name the feeling, decide your next action. If you've ever felt dragged around by your own thoughts, this video gives you a practical toolkit for a calmer mind, sharper focus, and better days. Mindful awareness of thoughts. Thoughts are mental events that come and go, and mindful awareness treats them as such. You notice a thought as a thought, not as a fact about who you are. This simple shift can soften automatic reactions because you pause before acting. You can watch a stream of ideas, worries, plans, or judgments pass by without chasing every turn. For example, when a worry arises about a meeting, you label it as thinking and gently return your attention to what you are doing. Begin by settling the body, shoulders relaxed, feet grounded. Let the breath be your anchor as you notice where the air comes in and goes out, keeping attention close to the present moment. When a thought appears, say to yourself thinking, and let it drift away. Then return to the breath and to the sensations of the body. Let these moments happen between tasks or during a break, returning whenever you notice the mind has wandered. With steady practice, awareness grows and you can choose your response instead of acting on impulse. You begin to see patterns in your thinking. A nagging deadline thought can be seen for what it is, a temporary line of thinking that may exaggerate risk. You can then decide what to do next. The aim is not to suppress feelings but to relate to them with clearer timing and gentler control. Try a short daily practice, 5 minutes at most. Incorporate mindful noting into ordinary tasks like brushing teeth, washing dishes, or waiting for the bus, and notice when thoughts rise and fall. Make a tiny note, label thinking, planning, or remembering. If a thought keeps looping, set aside a moment later to reflect on it rather than chasing it in the moment. The goal is steady attention and a kinder, clearer relationship with your own mind. Replacing negative thought patterns. Negative thoughts often start as small worries that grow when left unchecked. Mindfulness helps by letting you notice them as they arise and treat them as opinions, not commands. The key idea is that thoughts are not facts. If a message from a colleague doesn't arrive, the mind can latch onto the thought that they think you are incompetent, a judgment that sits on interpretation rather than proof. By naming the thought as only a thought, its grip eases a bit. The next move is to replace this pattern with a more useful view or a concrete plan of action. To replace patterns, begin with a clear check of evidence. Notice the thought, then ask what happened to trigger it. What facts support it and what facts contradict it. For example, the thought that you will fail this presentation can be weighed against evidence like having prepared slides or having spoken clearly in a practice run. The replacement could be a calmer, more accurate version. First may feel anxious, but first have prepared, and first will pause to collect my breath before speaking. Then add a plan you can act on, such as rehearsing a bit more or asking for constructive feedback afterward. Practice in small, real-life moments. When a thought pops up during the day, give it a label, such as worry or judgment, then offer a kinder alternative. Instead of saying, "First will surely mess this up," try, "First may feel nervous and first can handle this," by focusing on one point at a time. A quick technique is to pause for 3 breaths to interrupt the loop. You can also jot the replacement in a notebook or on your phone to reinforce the move. Keeping a simple log of 1 or 2 replacements each day makes the shift feel tangible. Be gentle with yourself and avoid forcing every feeling to vanish. Replace patterns while allowing the emotion to pass instead of pushing it away. If a thought repeats and continues to shadow mood for days, consider talking with a counselor or coach. Regular practice helps more than trying hard only when trouble spikes. Set a small habit like a 5-minute thought check twice daily, and stick with it. Over time, the mind learns to default to ideas that help you progress rather than pull you down. Focusing on the present moment. Focusing on the present moment means paying attention to what is happening right now, with awareness that you can observe it without needing to solve or judge it immediately. This is not about forcing silence. It's about noticing what your senses tell you in this minute. When you notice your hands on the keyboard, the sensation of the chair beneath you, or the sound of a clock, you build a clear map of the current experience rather than a story from yesterday or tomorrow. Breathing often helps anchor this map. A simple starting point is to focus on the breath, watching the air move in and out with gentle attention. You don't need to change the breath, you just notice it. As thoughts pull you away, gently guide your attention back to the sensation of breathing or to a single sound in the room. This is like returning a phone to a quiet desk after it starts buzzing. Another anchor is noticing what you can see, hear, feel, smell, and taste in the moment. Find a small detail to focus on, like the color of the mug or the feel of fabric against your skin. The point is not perfection but steady return to present cues. Thoughts arrive as mental notes, but they don't have to steer your actions. When a thought shows up, name it lightly. A plan, a worry, a memory, and then drop it. Think of thoughts as clouds in the sky and let them drift by. This practice teaches you that you are the observer, not the whole weather system of your mind. In everyday tasks, you can practice by bringing awareness to small moments. While brushing teeth, notice the feel of the bristles, the taste of toothpaste, and the sounds in the room. While washing dishes, listen to the water, feel the temperature of the plate, and watch for any urge to rush. During a walk, feel your feet touch the ground and notice sounds and scents without rushing to reach somewhere else. Stop for a minute, breathe, and simply observe one sensation. Focusing on the present moment reduces the pull of regrets about the past and worries about the future. It helps you see thoughts as passing events rather than facts you must act on right away. If a busy mind comes up, you can choose a tiny reset like a short pause to take a few breaths to regain balance. Over time, this makes it easier to pause before reacting, which is a practical form of thought control. The goal is steady, compassionate attention, not perfect stillness. Reducing information overload. The mind is designed to notice and react to new information, and when a stream of notices comes from many directions at once, attention splinters. That makes focus hard. Reducing information overload helps your thoughts stay clear and your choices feel easier. It starts with seeing what actually reaches you. Every app, alert, and tab adds a tiny bit of load, and combined they push your working memory toward its limit. Keeping the pace calm matters. Begin by auditing your inputs, which means looking at apps, feeds, and newsletters and asking if they truly add value. If not, remove or mute them. Mute non-essential notifications and set quiet hours where the phone stays out of easy reach. One friend keeps their phone face down at meals. Rotate devices for work so you have a single place for messages and a separate space for deeper thinking. That separation lowers the daily toll. Batch processing information is another practical move, which means handling messages and news in blocks instead of in a constant stream. This keeps your brain from constantly resetting. Set a fixed time window for email, chats, and social feeds and stick to it, so tiny updates do not become a flood. Timer helps. As you practice, you notice which sources consistently support your goals and which simply chase attention. Let the rest go. Use simple filters to guide what you see, and create a short list of trusted sources you actually read. Ignore the rest. If a source posts something worthwhile, it will show up again in a calm way, not as a sudden storm in your inbox. Trust the routine. Practice mindful consumption by pausing before reacting to a headline and asking what it adds to your goal for the day. Pause helps. Over time, the brain learns to filter at the edge of attention, and thoughts become steadier even when life feels busy. Stress drops. The practice is not about cutting knowledge, but about keeping the useful bits while letting the noisy ones fade. You gain room to think. Regular mental training. Regular practice of mental exercises helps people observe thoughts without getting pulled into them. It is built around simple routines that can fit into ordinary daily life. The core idea is to train attention so you notice what's happening inside your mind before you react. You learn to stay with the present moment, even when a stream of thoughts starts to rise. To begin, find a calm moment and a simple focus. Sit or stand in a comfortable position and bring gentle attention to the breath or to bodily sensations as you breathe. If a thought appears, name it as thinking and then return your focus to the breath or to the feeling in the body. This isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about watching them pass like clouds and staying with the here and now. Real-life examples show this works. You're in a long queue, you feel impatience rise, you notice the urge to pick up your phone, and you choose to observe the breath instead. Regular mental training becomes more effective when it's woven into daily routines. Pair a touch of practice with an existing habit, such as after brushing teeth or before settling into dinner. In the moment, you can notice what you feel: tension in the shoulders, a flutter in the chest, or a pull toward a familiar worry. Label the experience simply as a thought or a feeling, and gently guide attention back to the current sensation or to the rhythm of breathing. Over time, this helps you respond to stress with a clear sense of what is happening inside rather than reacting on impulse. There are multiple practical forms you can use without special equipment. A quick breath check during a busy day helps you reconnect with the body and calm the nerves. A brief body scan, slowly acknowledging sensations from toes to head, makes the mind steadier. Noting thoughts as they appear, thinking, planning, replaying, teaches you to separate the mental chatter from the actual situation. When you're in a difficult conversation, you can pause, observe your breath, and choose words with more care. The shift may be small in the moment, but it compounds over days and weeks, slowly strengthening your ability to steer thoughts rather than letting them steer you. Mindfulness for thought control isn't about stopping your mind. It's about learning to notice thoughts as they show up and choosing how you respond. The core idea is simple. Observe, label, and gently return your attention to something steady, like your breath or the feeling of your feet on the floor. When a thought pops up, like, "First I'm late," "This is taking too long," or "What should first say next?" name it as a thought, then drift back to your breath. Practice with kindness, especially when your mind is busy. Think of your day-to-day mind as a busy kitchen. Thoughts arrive like little orders. First forgot something. First need to hurry. First hope this goes well. Notice the order, title it simply, and move your focus back to the breath or a neutral sensation in your body. In a real moment, you might be waiting in line and a worry about the meeting starts to swirl. You notice the thought, label it, take a slow breath, and return your attention to the air moving in and out. The worry is still there, but it stops steering your actions. Another example. You're scrolling your phone and a restless thought says, "Just one more." So you pause, name it, and re-anchor yourself to your breath or to the feel of your chair against your back. Over time, you'll likely notice you react less on autopilot and your choices feel calmer. Key points are simple. Notice thoughts, give them a brief label, return to a steady anchor like breath or body sensation, and practice a little every day with a kind stance toward yourself. If you've tried this, you might already feel a small shift. The mind isn't empty, but it becomes easier to choose where to direct your attention instead of letting thoughts drive your actions. Today, try a short practice. Sit comfortably, breathe in slowly for a count of 4, breathe out for 4, and when a thought appears, name it and gently return to the breath. If this video resonated, a like and a subscribe would be great. And first, I'd love to hear in the comments what thought you noticed today and how you steered your focus back. In the next video, we'll explore quick, practical ways to weave mindfulness into everyday moments, at work, with family, and even during small daily routines, so you can keep developing this skill without it feeling like a chore. First, I'll also share a simple morning routine you can fit into a busy day. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.